Hello, good day, and welcome. I am by name Samuel Babatunde, and today we're going to be discussing basic technology. And the topic we'll be considering is drawing instruments and materials. Drawing instruments and materials. But because of our time will not permit us to discuss fully the all the drawing instruments and materials. So we'll just be looking at mainly the meaning of technical drawing and the drawing materials. Then in our next class, we're going to be looking at the drawing instruments proper. So, like we know, basic technology deals with what? Basic technology deals with the workshop. That's every work that goes on in the workshop. And like you know, all this work that are being carried out in the workshop has a plan. And for you to make this plan, what do? You put this plan into writing. And putting them into writing refers to what? Drawing them. And that is why we have to study these instruments and materials that are used to draw in the workshop. So, like I said, today's lesson is going to be centered on drawing instruments and the drawing materials. So, like I say, I am by name Samuel Babatunde, and the topic for today's basic technology class is drawing instruments and material. That is the first part. Now, drawing instruments and materials are used for undergoing technical drawings. They are used for what? Undergoing technical drawings. That is, we use these instruments and materials for technical drawings. A lot of these instruments will be learned in this lesson, as well as how they can be used efficiently. Also, how the drawing instruments can be cared for will be learned. That is, in this class, we will learn about these drawing instruments and materials, how to use them, and how to take care of them. Because it is important to know how to use these instruments. Because if you have these instruments and you cannot use them, it's as good as not having them. So, and I say that these instruments and materials are used for our technical drawing. Now, what is technical drawing? What's technical drawing? Like you know, technical drawing is very, very important in basic technology. Now, technical drawing can be defined as a technical language for describing things with the aid of drawing. Normally, there is drawing, even in arts we draw. But then when you now put the word technical drawing there, it now refers to what? A technical language. We use drawing to describe things. Some construction that are made in what in the workshop actually needs what to be interpreted before this construction can be made, and that is why we come across the technical drawing, because the interpretation of what of this idea into drawing in order for us to make out or to produce these machines is what referred to as technical drawing. That's why we refer to it as a technical language for describing things. So technical drawing refers to what simply defined as a technical language for describing things with the aid of drawing. The language is good for describing things by drawing, either things that are manufactured or things that we have in mind to design and manufacture. Most every of our equipment today, or every of our machines that are designed today, even our buildings which are designed today, are actually put down first into drawing before they are being made. Now, this drawing is a language, and we call it a technical language because now it is a technical drawing. So we say this language is good for, that means this technical drawing, which is a language, a technical language, is good for describing things by drawing them. And these things refer to the things that are being what manufactured, or the things that we have in mind to manufacture. Let's say, for instance, now, like example, the students' desks or seats, maybe the desks you use at school or the desks in our offices. Now, maybe you have it in mind that you want to construct a particular desk in a particular form or manner, or you want to give your desk a particular shape. Now, the only way you can bring this into reality is by what interpreting your idea into drawing, and this drawing is what we call the technical drawing, because it is a language. Now you are interpreting your idea into a language, and this language is what is by drawing. So technical drawing simply refers to a technical language for describing things that are manufactured or things that are in our mind to design and to manufacture. So this is just the basic meaning of technical drawing. Why are we looking at technical drawing? We're looking at technical drawing today because we can't discuss the drawing instruments and materials without talking about technical drawing. Because without technical drawing, these drawing instruments and materials are useless. So it is important that for us to discuss the drawing instruments and materials, we need to look into details what technical drawing really means. And that is why I have come today to tell you that technical drawing is simply defined as a technical language we use to describe things, things that are being manufactured or things that we have in mind to design or to manufacture. Now, the knowledge of technical drawing is good one to have, as it will be helpful in every stage of life when needs arises for one to quickly sketch and draw. This technical drawing is very, very important and very, very useful in the aspect of technology, because there sometimes ideas will just flow into your head. Sometimes you just have some ideas, some imaginations that you can't put into practice immediately. But with the help of technical drawing, what happens? You sketch down these things, you put them into drawing, and then when the time comes for you to put them into practice, you're able to get them and practice them. That is the main aim of technical drawing. You see that this technical drawing is a very, very good development in the aspect of technology, as it helps to recover imaginations, to recover ideas. For example, you are living in a new area where your house does not have a number, and you need to describe such house for your friend. The best description one can offer at this time is diagrammatic description. Take for instance, maybe you are living in a particular area. This area has a street, but you don't know. Maybe you don't know this. You don't have an address or you don't have a number, but you are living in this area. The area has a street and everything, but your house does not have a number. And now your friend is coming to locate you. How well can you describe this? You can only do that well with the use of a diagrammatic expression, that is by drawing. And how does this come about? It comes about by the use of what technical drawing. And that is why we say technical drawing is a technical language. Because by you now putting this into drawing, what happened? You are trying to communicate to your friend. And that's how we say it is a language. It is a technical language. A technical language, because for you to describe your house which don't have a number, you have to put it into drawing. And once you put it into drawing and you send it to your friend now seeing this thing, seeing the road, every road that are connected and where your house is located on the drawing, will find it easy for him to locate your house. So this has to do with what? With the knowledge of technical drawing. And that is why we've come today to see that technical drawing is a technical language. It is a language whereby we use what? To describe things by drawing them. Things we want to manufacture or even for description. Now, what are the properties of technical drawing? When you see a technical drawing, it has a certain properties. For you to say that what you've successfully done a technical drawing, there are some properties, some characteristics that we have to see, because we refer to it as technical drawing. Now, technical drawing must be neat. It must be neat. That is, your technical drawing should not be rough. It must be neat. Technical drawings must be accurate. And that is why the word technical is there, because you don't just draw free with your hands, or you do practice freehand sketching. No, you don't practice freehand sketching. The word technical there refers to the use of what? Use of instruments. And that is where today's lesson comes into play. The use of the drawing instruments and drawing materials, because your drawing must be accurate. One of the properties of technical drawing is that it must be accurate, and for you to achieve this accuracy, these drawing instruments and equipments must be used. Technical drawing must be legible and obey what? Standard signs. There are some signs in technical, and that's why we write as a technical language. It is a technical language. There are some standard signs that must be obeyed. It must be legible. Technical drawing are made in pencils, and because of technical drawing and making pencils, what happened? There are different types of pencils we use in technical drawing. Like we know we draw in pencils, even in arts, we use pencil to draw. Likewise in technology. Our drawings in technology, which we refer to as technical drawing, must be made in pencil. But the pencil we use in technology or in technical drawing is quite different from the pencils we use in our arts, because in a technical drawing, our drawing must be what? Must be legible. It must be neat and accurate. We don't want any rough drawing. We want our drawing to be accurate, legible, and neat. So the type of pencil we use is actually what's important. And that is why we're going to be studying the examples of pencils that are used in technical drawing. Now, what are these examples of pencils that are required for technical drawing? I say some available types of pencils and their uses are: we have the 2H pencil. The 2H pencil. This pencil is hard and it's used for what? For line work. That is used to make outline. Maybe you are trying to draw a shape and you want to you want to outline the shape. You want to make sure that the outline of this shape is well visible. What do? You make use of your 2H pencil. We make use of 2H pencil because it is hard. It's a hard pencil, so it will bring out the what? The outline. It will make the outline of your shape very, very visible. Another example is, or another type of pencil is the H pencil. Remember the previous one is the 2H, and now we have the H pencil. Now this one now is not as hard as the 2H pencil. It is moderately hard. You can see now the grade, how it is decreasing. The 2H pencil is hard and used for what? For line work, like outline of shapes. But now the H pencil now is moderately hard, not as hard as the 2H pencil. And it's also good for what? For line work. So it's also used you can also use the H pencil for outline. Then we have the HB pencil, which is very common. The HB pencil, the common one we use today, and this is medium. That is, the hardness is medium. That is, it is not as hard as the H pencil and not as hard as the 2H pencil. So it is medium, and it is good for sketching. Like I said, it is the common one we use today. We use for sketching, for lettering, and for selection. Then the 2B pencil, this is the softest. We say this is soft and black. Mainly, this 2B pencil is what we use for what? For artwork. Like if you see what I wrote here now, I say what? 2B pencils, it's good hard work. Like it's used for what? For hard work. Because it is soft and light. Soft and black. So these are the examples of the pencils that are used in technical drawing. You have the 2H pencil, which is the hardest and used for line work, that's making of outline. The H pencil, which is moderately light, hard, and also used for line work. The HB pencil, which is what's a medium and is good for sketching, for lettering, and for selection. So if you're asked in an exam, because you have to take note of these pencils in your exam now, you might be asked now which of these pencils is used for sketching, lettering, and selection. Have it in mind that it is what? HB pencil, because HB pencil is medium. So it is the pencil used for sketching, lettering, and selection. Now, if you're asked which of these pencils is the hardest, you should know that it is what? It is 2H. 2H pencil is the hardest. And if you're asked which of this pencil is soft and black, you should know that it is what? It is 2B pencil. 2B pencil. Now, without wasting much of our time, we'll move straight to the what? To the drawing materials. The drawing materials, like I told you, I say in this lesson, we'll be looking at the drawing materials, and in our next lesson, we'll be looking at what the drawing instruments. Now, when we say drawing materials, what do we mean by drawing materials? The word material, what does it mean to you? Now, material is anything that can be what? That can be consumed. That is, it can be used up. That's why we differentiate what drawing materials from drawing instruments. Instruments, on the other hand, cannot be used up. They're like tools. Instruments are like tools we use. They cannot be used up. But when you say drawing materials, materials simply refer to those things that are used in drawing, which can be what? Which can be used up. Like your drawing paper. You only use one drawing paper per drawing. That is, per technical drawing, you use one drawing paper. But you can use what? You can use a drawing instrument over and over again. You can use drawing instruments over and over again. That's just the difference between what? Drawing material and a drawing instrument. A drawing material can be used up, but a drawing instrument cannot be used up. Now, examples of the drawing materials include the drawing paper. The drawing paper is an example of a drawing material because it is on this drawing paper your drawing is made. This is where your ideas is being what? Is being poured. This is where you pour your ideas. The knowledge you have about your work, about what you want to build, what you want to manufacture. This is where you want to put them down. This is where your drawing is made. The drawing paper, that's how I call it, the drawing paper, where your drawing is what is made. Then the drawing paper clip or gummy tape. Remember, in technical drawing, your drawing paper is actually placed on a drawing instrument known as the drawing board. In our next lesson, I'll show us the diagram. You'll see how it is placed. Now, when you place this paper on this drawing board, it is necessarily that what you hold this paper on this board. And what are the materials used to hold this paper? We call them the drawing paper clip or the gummy tape. So these are used to what? To hold the paper on the board. They are used to stable the paper on the board. Now, we have the drawing pencils like we've discussed. Drawing pencils are also what? Are drawing materials because they can be used up. And if you remember, we've discussed about the different type of drawing paper that we have. We look at the 2H, which I say is the hardest and is used for making outline. We look at the H pencil that is moderately hard and also used for line work. Then we look at the HB pencil, which is the common pencil we use today for technical drawing. In fact, HB pencil is the most common pencil used for technical drawing. It is medium and is good for what? For lettering, for sketching, and for selection. So you see it, the drawing pencils, e.g. the 2H for construction, the line work, the H or HB for lettering, because they are moderately hard. They are not as hard as the 2H. So they are drawing materials because what they can be used up. Now you have the eraser. The eraser simply refers to what the material that is used to what to remove every mistake that is being made. Because when you put down your drawing using the pencil and maybe you find a mistake or this the measurement is not accurate and you want to what wipe out this mistake, what do? You make use of the eraser. I'm very sure eraser is very common. We know what eraser is. So we make use of eraser to what? To wipe out these mistakes. Then you have your drawing paper file. That is, this is where what all your drawing papers that you use for drawing are kept. The papers you use for practice, this is where you keep them. And all these things, all these are the drawing materials. Why? Because they can be used up. Unlike the drawing instruments that cannot be used up. So these are the drawing materials. The drawing paper, the drawing paper clip or gummy tape that is used to stabilize this paper on the drawing board, the drawing pencil, which is used to make our drawing, the eraser that is used to make corrections, to remove every mistake that has been made, because we are not perfect. Mistakes are bound to happen. And when this mistake is made, what happens? It is necessary that you erase these mistakes. And how do you erase this mistake? You use what? An eraser. Then the drawing paper file, where your drawing paper are kept. Now with this, we've come to the end of today's lesson on the first part of drawing materials and instruments. Now I have a brief assignment for you. An assignment says, what is technical drawing? And two, mention two properties of technical drawing. One says, what is technical drawing? And two says, mention two properties of technical drawing. So before we go, I'll do a brief recap on what we discussed. We discussed about what? We discussed about the first part of drawing instrument and materials. And I see for us to talk about this drawing instrument and materials, we must talk about what? Technical drawing, because these materials are actually used for undergoing technical drawings. And then we have to look at what this technical drawing refers to. And I say technical drawing simply refers to what? Refers to a technical language. It's a technical language for describing things with the aid of drawing. Our imaginations, the things that we have in mind to manufacture or the things that are already manufactured. Now, how do we represent these things? We represent these things in a particular language known as technical drawing. We put these things into drawing. And that's why we say technical drawing is a technical language. And then we say, take for instance, maybe you are living in a particular place where your house does not have a number and you want to describe your house to your friend. How do you describe this? You describe this using a technical drawing, because a technical language, you put it into drawing. And it is now possible for your friend to locate your house. So the knowledge of technical drawing is it's a very, very good one and very, very important one today in the society. Then we look at the various properties of technical drawing, because we say technical drawing is not a drawing that you just do with your free hand. It's not a freehand sketch. No, it is an accurate drawing. And for this, the technical drawing must be neat. Technical drawing must be neat. It must be accurate, must be legible, and obey standard signs. There are some standard signs that are there for you in technical drawing. You must obey them, like your outline, your title block. You must obey the standard signs. And like we know, we say technical drawing are actually made with pencils. And it is important we know the various pencils that are being used for technical drawing. And these pencils are has been graded from the hardest to the softest. And the first we have here is a 2H pencil, which I say is the hardest pencil, and it's used mainly for construction, to make outline for line work. Then we have the H pencil also, which is moderately hard and also used for line work. It can also be used for lettering. The HB pencil also, which is medium, it's used for lettering, for sketching, and for selection. Then we have the softest of them all, which is a 2B pencil. And this 2B pencil is common mainly in the artwork. It is soft and very dark. It is black. Then we look at the various types of types of drawing materials that we have. And I say these drawing materials differ from drawing instrument because they can be used up. They can be used up. And I say the drawing paper on which the drawing is made, the drawing paper or paper clip or gummy tape that helps to hold this drawing paper on the drawing board. The drawing pencil, which is used to make the drawing, And preferably we use the word H. The H pencil or the HB pencil is preferably used for what? For technical drawing. And you also use the 2H pencil in terms of construction. Then the eraser, which is used to what? To wipe out mistakes that have been made while what? Carrying out our drawing. And then the drawing paper file where we keep our drawing papers, even the one we use in practice. Then I gave you an assignment. I said you should tell me what technical drawing is, and I should mention two properties of a technical drawing. So with this, we've come to the end of today's class on basic technology. And don't forget, we discussed about the drawing instrument and drawing materials, but into details to look at the drawing materials and what technical drawing is all about. Remember, this is the first part of the lesson on drawing instruments and materials. So in our next class, we're going to be discussing about the second part of drawing instruments and materials, where we'll be looking into details, the drawing instruments, the various type of drawing instruments, their uses, and how we can care for them. Now, this assignment I gave you is to be submitted on the WhatsApp group. If you're not on the WhatsApp group, you see a number on the screen. Please contact that number for you to be added on the WhatsApp group. I still remain Samuel Babatunde. If you're watching this video online, please ensure you subscribe to our channel to get more of our videos. But I will urge you to follow us on our Zoom classes so you can have what one-on-one interaction with me as we discuss about various topics on basic technology. I remain Samuel Babatunde. Thank you and goodbye.